Hey, how y'all doing out there in video land? This is Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Today, we're just doing a bearing change, a bearing install, Skiff bearing install, a lube, and a tune. And also, I want to try. These are AD20.5 springs, like the ones I tell you guys can buy and install in your knives when you wear out the springs. Because I noticed that these are really tiny springs, and you know how I am, people. You know, I like to have strong springs. They look like they're the same length though, so we're going to try that out. And also, I've already tried out two different bearings. This size right here is the 1/4 inch, 1 millimeter thick ceramic ball bearings, 22 count. And they're basically the ones that you put in either an AD20S model or a big pivot AD20.5. Both of these have the same size bearings, use the same size bearings as the AD20S. This one, according to the Skiff website, calls for the AD20.5 bearings, like the small pivot size, which is a 6 millimeter size with a 1 millimeter thick ceramic ball bearings. The ball bearings are the same thickness, and but the pivot size is different. The pivot size is either for these is a 1/4 inch, and for these, you know, according to the Skiff website, calls for a 6 millimeter size. So it's a smaller size pivot, even though it looks like the large pivot. So so I tried both bearings because I thought it was going to be the same bearings that these use, and I tried both. This one has the larger bearings, has the bearings for the AD20S model and for the AD20.5 with the large pivot size, and this one is using the 6 millimeter size. So the 6 millimeter size does work, you know, just like Steve Skiff says, and so that's probably the proper size. But I'm gonna let you both know. I'm gonna let y'all know that this size works too. And it's, I don't know, it feels a little bit more stable. And so I'm gonna use the larger size, even though you know. You know what? I'm gonna do what Skiff said. I'm gonna do what Steve Skiff said. If he says go with the smaller size bearings with the 19 balls as opposed to the 22 balls. 22 balls. That's what I'm gonna use. Now I just want you guys to see how it fits in there. Let me show you what it looks like with the pivot inside of it. You could definitely use this size too if you want to. That's my point. That's all I'm trying to point out to everybody. I'm gonna use what Steve Skiff says to use, though. That's what it looks like. Let me see if I get a better angle for you guys. And I'll put this one up there too. Let me take this one apart real quick. And I want the spring to fly away. There we go. Keep my springs over here. Okay. Take the knife off. Okay, now this one has the size. This one's the AD20.5 size with this for the small pivot, 6 millimeter pivot. I'll just say 6 millimeter pivot and a 1/4 inch pivot. That's what the difference is, and the amount of ball bearings or ceramic ball bearings is different too. Can you see? I'm trying to make it so you guys see an angle where you can see it fits in there. It's kind of hard for me to hold it like that. Hold on, because I want the pivot to fall out and the parts to fall out. Like this one doesn't have any outer diameter gap hardly, and that's how the stock bearings. Let me show you what the stock bearings. Well, let's look at this one first. See, look at the outer diameter. It fits really nice in that pocket. And it's like, it's got a little bit of space, so it's not like it's bound up or anything. It looks like it was made to fit like that. Now here's the size that, according to the Skiff website, this is the bearing that it calls for. See how it doesn't fill the pocket? But it does fit a little bit tighter around the pivot. Whereas the other one fits a little bit loose around the pivot. But not like a whole lot loose, just a tiny bit loose. I don't know. And when both knives operate really nicely with either bearing. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out. And these are what the stock bearings look like. They're steel bearings, people. They're the old school steel bearings like they came in my original Demkos. The kind of bearings that you really want to swap out. You don't want to use those old kind of funky bearings. I love my Demko knives, but they use the steel bearings. I don't know. It's not my favorite. They might last. They might be a little bit more durable or something, you know, because a lot of times Andrew does things, you know, like he likes steel clips as opposed to titanium clips for pocket clips. And the reason being, he always says that the steel clips are stronger. They're more durable. Whereas titanium, if it bends or flexes, it snaps. And you can put a nice spring temper on the pocket clips, and they're real strong and have good retention, which is true. Those old school to me, I like the old school pocket clips. Like, did I take off this other bearing? Let me see, people. I'm gonna put the smaller bearing on there. Nope, still got the big bearing on it. Okay. But the old school pocket clips from Cold Steel to me are the best ones, because, you know, for me, I'm riding on a motorcycle or something. I want something that has retention. I want something that falls off. That's just me, though. I want the pocket clip to keep my knife in my pocket so I don't lose it. That's her purpose of a pocket clip to me. It's not for show. It's not for looks. It has a purpose. It keeps the knife in your pocket so you don't lose it. Looking for the flat side. There we go. Flat goes to the front. Okay, now I can put this other skiffs in it, the smaller skiffs. Let's put these ones away. 1/4 inch. Hope everybody's doing good out there. Just got off of work not too long ago. I'm trying to get this video out for tonight. Take these out. Because they're going to go in this one. And these need the .6mm, 1/4 inch. And you guys can sort of see what the difference looks like too. Let's show you from this side. This is the 1/4 inch. This is 6mm. All right, but these steel ones in here, you can see what the steel ones look like better now. See, one side is beveled and one side is hollow. These are the stamped steel kind, sort of like the stamped steel brass or phosphorus bronze ones. I hate these kind. They have a gritty feeling. They don't feel smooth. I always swap out these. I got a whole bunch of ones that are like brand new. Never used them. As soon as I got them, I swapped them. Put a light little film on your fingers. That's what I do. Go ahead and install it. Put a little drop of oil on there. And this is Ultem, so you don't want excess of oil on here. And it's hard for me to get a real tiny bit with the way I do it. So I have to take out the excess because I just want a little bit on there. Go ahead and put the blade on here. Wipe out the blade tang. Make sure that your V-shaped pivot is staying where it's supposed to be. The next bearing. Same thing, put a little drop of oil on it. Oops, too much. That definitely got oil. Wipe everything down before you finally put it together. Oh yeah, and we're going to try the big springs too, people. Let's see if the big springs work. I like to put a little bit of oil on this too. Or grease, should I say, not oil. A little light coating. I'm going to put that on backwards. That's what makes this one so good too, is that this little piece right here, that's what locks in your blade and keeps the bar from sliding back like on a palm strike. Other knives like this that use a coil spring, they usually just have a straight, they just go straight back. They don't have nothing like that. And so if you do a palm strike, same thing with like a Omega spring knife. If you do a palm strike with it, it'll flex back. It doesn't have nothing to stop it from flexing back if you do a real hard palm strike. With this, it does. Andrew Demko's a genius. I think he's a genius when it comes to locks. He's a genius. Okay, let's try these other ones, people. And wipe out my fingers. Let's get this one ready too. I think I'm going to make both of these aluminum, people. I think I'm going to get another aluminum set. I like both of these knives. I like the way that they're made. And I think aluminum on these will be just like having a linerless almost. It'll be nice to have aluminum scales on these. Aluminum or titanium. If they had titanium scales right now, I'd get a set of titanium. So, because I already got a set of aluminum on the way. I think that'd be cool too. Might make it too heavy though. And this should be a light knife, not a heavy knife. Okay, let's see if these fit in here. Oh, they do. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and lube them up. We're going to put them in. We're going to put them in. We're going to hot rod this blade. Oh yeah, it fits in there perfect. Showing you the difference, people. This is the stock 80/20.5 size, and this is the 80/20.5 Shark Cub size. See how small it is compared to the other one. I don't know if that's going to work great or not, but we're going to find out. I can tell right now it's pushing the bar way far forward. Okay, here we go. Make sure it's in there nice and good. Okay. You see in the first, I bet you nobody else has done this, huh? This mod. Let's see if it works good. I like to get this on here that keeps the spring from popping out. Then you got to take it, you got to hold it down right in here, right where the spring is, and pop it a little bit. And it plants there you go. Hear that? So now this is in nice and level. It has to be nice and level like that. You shouldn't be feeling anything. Nice and level. Go ahead and wipe it down. Let's go ahead and pop this one to close this one up. Remember, don't use Loctite on this. Ultem, you do not want to use Loctite. According to Rip's Garage Tech, his website, I learned that on his website. Do not use Loctite. According to what he says is that Loctite can cause it to crack. Let's go ahead and pop this one in. Yeah, right. I always like to start things with my fingers, especially these big pivots, because they're easy to do because they're big. There we go. I love these blades, man. These little Shark Cubs are nice, and they fit my hand really nice. Have any of you guys experienced any of these? Let me know. Let me know what you think of them too. I like them. And I didn't think I was going to like it. I was just going to collect it. I wasn't even planning on really using these until I saw that I liked it. I used to like to carry my mini lawman for my left-hand knife. But these are nicer though because they're shark lock knives, which are more fun to use. And strong, just like a Triad. I think a Triad's probably stronger. Don't get me wrong there. But I think this is probably one of the strongest fidgeting type locks. I wouldn't use one of these for batoning through wood or anything like that. But I do think it's a strong lock. I think it's make a good self-defense type lock for a self-defense folder. Like the AD20 and AD20S models. A little bit too tight. Now on these, you also got to be careful. Let me double check all these. I like to make sure that I'm not going too tight, but I do want them snug. Like that. I'm doing like 2 fingers, or actually it's 3 fingers. I'm trying to keep myself from being able to use too much strength. That's just about right. Right there. Okay, let's do this the same one the same way. Perfect. Okay, now we got to adjust the big pivots because the big pivots are still tight. I didn't ever loosen them up. You go all the way down with them. I like to hold down this side and press pressure on the opposite side, and then turn and loosen. Okay, that feels nice and loose. Go down and then like about right there. That should do it. A little bit off. Oh, still loose. Okay. So we'll do it. We'll tighten it until it's cinders. Right about there. Perfect. Okay, one down. One down. Actually, let's put away all this stuff. We don't need all this stuff out. Keep my springs, the original springs. Oh yeah, the springs work. So you could use a stock 80-20. Look at the size difference. Wow. That's a wow. Keep it in here with a lot of my spare bearings and stuff. All right. These bearings go in here. So you could use either bearings. You could use the 1/4 inch bearings, or the 6mm pivot bearings. Just as long as they're the 19, either 19 balls for the AD20.5 6mm bearings, or the 22 ceramic ball bearings that are 1mm thick or wide for the for the 1/4 inch. So either or will work, people. In ours, though, in mine, or should I say in mine, and the ones we've just done, or the ones I've just done, whatever. All right. So all these got the right size bearings in them. Now 80-20.5s, my new ones that I'm carrying. Now I think these I would like to find a G10 set for this. If I already got an aluminum set, I would actually like to do something a little bit different. So maybe I'll just wait until somebody makes a nice G10 set for them. But they have to be the thick kind, though. For me, though, I like the thicker scales. See how the difference? I like having more girth. Absolutely love them, people. Absolutely love them. Oh yeah, I already swapped the pocket clips to the left-hand side too. Got left-hand side pocket clips. Like I told you guys, these are gonna be my lefties. These are the gifts to my left hand. I still got this one too tight. Oh yeah, that's way too tight. Okay, hold on. Is this one too tight? Oh, that one's right. Okay. That's the gift to the left hand. What am I doing? Never adjusted that one. That's what's going on with that one. A little bit too tight. Perfect. Still, maybe a little bit looser. That's what the tuning lube's all about, people. You tune it to right where you like it. Me, you know, I like things to move fast. But I don't want my blade to be loose. Sometimes you gotta get to that little spot where it might be not right where you want it right now, but it'll break in. Oh yeah. A little bit looser. Okay, that's nice. Okay, now they're right. I'm digging them, people. And you know, these Shark Cubs are like, these ones right here are a special cell. And the cell probably gone any time now, because they've had this cell going on for a while. I'm surprised they still have, you know, some to sell. And I went on the website today and saw that they have the these going for $139. And these are 20 CV blades. These aren't AUS 10A blades. These are 20 CV blades. These are top end, top shelf, stainless steel blades. 20 CVs. 20 CVs just like M390. It's the same thing, the same level. 20 CV, powdered steel. CPM 20 CV. And these are the Ultem handles. And from my understanding, they had issues with the Ultem handles with people cracking them and stuff. I guess you tighten down things too tight. That's why you got to be careful about the way you tighten down things. And you don't want to use Loctite. Those two things, are probably reasons why people are cracking them and stuff like that, because people over tighten all the time. But as long as you're not doing that, because I used this one with Ultem for a while, and Ultem, the scales didn't get damaged at all. Oh yeah, it sounds the same. Oh man, those are sweet. They all got their own sound, huh? I think this one feels the best in my hand, though. I like the way this one feels in my hand better than all the rest. This one's second best. These need to be thicker. But once they get thicker, though, they're going to feel really good. Because they feel good already. It's just that, I prefer a thicker handle. That's the reason, these came with thinner handles, too. These came with Ultem scaled handles also. And that's, I basically, just like these. I bought these at the sale for $129, and before they raised up the price to $139. Or this one was $119, and this one was $129. And they've had these as low as $109. Because I started to get them when they were at $109, but I didn't do it because I wasn't sure if I was going to like them or not. And I decided to get something else. It was the Carves, I think. I think I got Carves. But I'm glad I got these. Because these are going to be awesome knives for, like the post office. Like when you need to open up mail or something out in public or something like that. Because these aren't going to scare the sheeple. And they're still fun to use. They're fun to, for a work knife, for a fidgeting knife. When you get bored at work, you have something to, keep you from being too bored. And I think these would be awesome with aluminum handles. With aluminum or titanium or, metal handles. Me, myself, I like aluminum because it's lighter weight as opposed to titanium. Because I've tried titanium handles, and aluminum handles. I prefer the aluminum. Even though aluminum's a lot less expensive to purchase and it's not the high-end material, to me, for a knife that I'm going to carry all the time, I don't want it to be heavy if I could have it be lighter and be just as strong. This knife is super strong. For a 3-inch blade knife, this knife would be a very strong knife. It'd be hard to find knives that, are stronger than this one with this blade length. I think it's a very strong knife. And the lock is outstanding. And the function and fit of this knife is flawless. It's perfect. I love it. I made it just the way I want it. And that's one thing I like about the Demko knives, the AD20 series knives. Everybody makes parts for them. So, it's a fun knife to get because you can mod it and make it the way that you want it. So, and when you can catch a sale like this, because I'm going to mod things anyway. I know that. I'm going to mod, because these are smooth handles. I'm not really a big fan of smooth handles. I like texture. So, I'm going to mod both of these. I'm going to try to hold out and wait until, this one's probably going to be the one that's going to be the Ultem one for the longest. Because I'm going to wait until I can get me some G10 or maybe carbon fiber or micarta scales or something different. Because I already got a set of aluminum scales coming from Original Goat for this one. So I have 2 aluminums and now I have 2 lightweight ones. Oh, yeah. Oh, why's the right hand trying to take over the left hand's business? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Left hand's going to get used to this one. thumb stud, let me see, the thumb stud on this one, I was having kind of issue with it too. Let me see. You gotta get up under it. See how you gotta get up under it? Get up under it, it works good. But if you have to push it from up here, then you get stuck. And I think it's because the position of it is the position that it is in your hand. So if you're holding it like this, okay. This one works really good with the reverse finger flick. So if you're a reverse finger flicker, this is an awesome blade. The thumb stud feels kind of awkward to me unless I use my wrist. If I use my wrist, then I can make it work. Because this knife has a lot of detent. Whereas like, you know, like these have a lot of detent too, but you got this big, long slot that you can work with, so you can position your fingers in different places for different things. Like when you're doing the thumb stud part, you want to put your thumb down here where the thumb stud is, and then open it up. Reverse finger flick, put it right about in the middle. And the size of this one is a little bit bigger, and it makes it a little bit easier to use. The reverse finger flick though is just as good as, it's just a thumb stud that feels, you know, that might just be me too, just need to get used to it. But it's not the knife, people, that's me. That's me trying to adjust my hand to a smaller knife. But so I probably wouldn't use a thumb stud. You know, actually on a knife like this, I probably would just use the shark fin. And that's pretty much what I do on these too. I just use the shark fin, people. But on this one though, it is easier to use all the other openings too. This is an awesome knife. To me, this is like pretty close to a perfect little knife. I can't think of any other 3-inch blade knife that I like better than this one. These two are the ultimate. And I even have others in my collection that are worth a lot more, but I like these two better. These two are the ones I want to carry. Carried this one today to work. Absolutely, these are my two favorite small knives, right here. I like these too, though, and I can't wait to. And I bet you once I get the thicker grips and everything else, it's gonna make these nice. It's gonna make these nicer too. It's just a thin. I'm not a big fan of the thin grip or the thin grip. I need a little bit more width. But it is nice though because it conceals nicely in your pants and nobody will notice it because there's hardly any imprinting in your pants or bulge in your pants from carrying one of these. So, you know, it's kind of cool to keep one slim maybe. I don't know, I'll figure it out, people. But one's going to get fat already. It's going to have some purple aluminum scales. With this scale pattern right here with the, what do you call it, the shark's tooth pattern, an original goat. That's the ones I got, and I had them coated with the aluminum. I think it's purple. The OG, the original goat purple ceramic coating. I think it's a ceramic coating or Cerakote or something like that. I got my other one coated, and the coating still looks nice on it. It's got a couple little dings in it, but you know that just happens. It's just part of wearing it, using it. Love it, people. I love them. The right hand keeps stealing it from the left hand. Oh, yeah, sweet. Peace. Stiletto.